Alright guys, well, another video for X-samkok. This is going to be going into builds and what the best cards are right now, or characters. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so like I said in the little intro, expanding to in this video to kind of show what the best current cards are and what to use, and how you kind of want to set up your overall build. So we'll get into that. Before we do that, usual shenanigans. This video is sponsored by AppCoins. We're using my code EGNATEX. You can get anywhere from 5 to 65% off all in-game purchases. This only works for Android currently, but soon it may be available for Apple as well. But for right now, it's only Android. So using my code EGNATEX, you can get anywhere from 5 to 65% off all in-game purchases. A full description of how to do so will be down in the link below. So go ahead and follow that and be able to take a look at what kind of discounts you can do. This is a new game. I'm still trying to figure out if there's enough people that are playing it and want to, but we're going to continue on how we always have throughout various games. So there's also going to be a link in the description below to the Discord, which we are going to start including this game because I'm actually enjoying this game quite a bit. So all right, now that that's all over, let's go ahead and start taking a look at various lines and build-ups. So the first thing to take into account is they have this little guide here, which has a bunch of different builds. But to be honest, all of these builds are not very good. I mean, some of them are decent, like this mixed state team at the bottom is decent. It really is not that great. And then they have like the recommended lineup, which 4 of those are absolute garbage characters. So we'll get into what I'm running and what works best with this game. So the first thing you have to realize about this game is a lot of it is rage. Your rage, it can stack more than the 4 bars it has. So once it hits the 4 bars, it can actually feed into it. And the higher the stages of your rage are, the more advanced hits you can do instead of just normal damage. So if you take into account that, if you're stacking, 20x on it, that's a huge thing. So when we're looking at that factor, okay, so for this game, yes, you want your damage outputters. That's going to be a key factor. I've tried running a pure damage. It didn't work. What does work is, again, with factoring in the rage, this is probably going to be one of your number 1 people that you want to get. The heal, don't really look at that factor. But it has restore 1 range. It has basically the ability to give rage in every single round that it activates. And if it activates multiple times, you can stack that rage, which does happen quite a bit. This little guy procs at least 2 times per time that it goes off. The other way that you can go is rage stealing. So I have the immortal Quio, however you want to pronounce that. But it has 2 different factors on this that is really good. It gives you an invincible shield for an officer and itself, usually. Whoever has the lowest amount of health is the one that gets the invincible shield, but it also has the chance to be able to steal rage, which is absolutely unbelievable. However, with Zongliang, being able to actually just give straight rage is pretty crazy. So if you look at like the arena, this Destiny guy, he's a great dude. He's in the same alliance as me. He's insanely strong. He is super strong. But with that combination, I was able to beat even him. Now the other things that you gotta look at is like you're gonna have to have some kind of DPS. Eventually, what I probably want to do is I'll probably have like Zusi in there with my lineup. But for right now, what I'm running is probably about the best that I possibly could. But there's many factors you got to look at. You got to look at your rage just being able to take away rage. It's all about the rage, which obviously you need to have damage dealers that back that up. Some of the best ones are like Guanhu, Demon, Zhang Liu, which I do not have to Demon yet, but he's good even as base. Lu Bu, Demon. With the Lu Bu, he's one I'm iffy about that can really be swapped out. Guan Yu is a good one. In a pinch, Zhang He is a good one. Lu Bu normal is a good one. But we can kind of look at this as a total. Cow is a good one for free to play and such. He is pretty darn good at if you're building the whole rage regen and distribution. He does do pretty good, and he might even be one that I end up bringing out one of mine for that purpose. But the immortals right now are just absolutely ridiculously strong. As far as top damage dealers, you're probably looking at Zhang Liu, Guanhu Demon, and Guanhu. Those are probably the top 3 right now as far as mass demon or mass damage. Then you also have, well, there is one other, if I can remember what category he is. Yeah, Zhang Fei and Shu. He is a great damage dealer too, and he has some skills that are pretty incredible as well. If you look, it applies an invincible shield, which is great, just like the other character that I talked about. And then it triggers unyielding at the end, which basically makes it fucking invincible, so you can't even hit it until it runs out, essentially. So there is quite a different builds that you could do. But for right now, that's what I found is like the best lineup. As far as pure free to play, Zhao C, KO, those are great options. Even, where is it? Even Lady Zen to start out with is pretty damn good. So you just got to look at those things, because you're wanting to stack as much rage as you can. So if you look, so the guy that is above me, yeah, this guy, he's been unbeatable for a long time. This was the first time I was able to beat him, and I beat him pretty significantly. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything. He's a great guy. I just honestly got lucky, and the main reason I found out is because I have this guy at the top and then this guy at the bottom that is basically reducing his rage to a point to where he can't counter, and I'm increasing my rage so much that I'm just constantly hitting specials. So you see, like, his just went off and gave max rage back to everybody, but it didn't stack the rage as much. Okay, now mine just went off, gave rage to everybody, gave rage again. Now I'm pretty stacked up on different units. So that was one special. So now there's an invincible shield on one of his guys, which will make it almost impossible to be able to kill him. But you can see right there, between my beasts and then that, I just basically killed off his entire front line in the first round. We're still in the first round. So, okay, so now it's first round and they're all dead besides one of them. That's where the rage factor comes into such a huge play, because the biggest thing is if you can knock out most of their team in the first round like that, it's game over. It doesn't matter how strong that guy is, which he has extremely upgraded, but it's not going to really help in that matter. I mean, by the end of round 2, it's already done. So, alright, I hope that this helped you out a little bit, and if you have questions, put them down in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Egging out.